Good morning, Melbourne time. Thank you for joining me for today's presentation. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. For today, we're going to be making this card, and it's using the Thoughtful Expressions stamp set and, of course, the matching dies, which I will show you in a minute. Here we go. Now, these are all over the show because I'm very busy working with them, but these dies are lovely. You've got these different shape, sort of, I don't know, tag sentiments, and then you've got these almost flowery bits. There's another two which are on my work desk, bigger ones than that. And then we've got the ones that cut out the shapes from the stamp set. In addition to that, I'm also using the perennial postage dies. Now, these are those, so they've got that jaggedy edge like postage stamps. Different sizes. These are also very usable, very fun to work with. And I've kind of been a little bit of a rebel with the Designer Series paper because I'm using the Forever Lovely DSP, which is not the DSP in the catalogue with the, and I can never remember the name of the stamp set, Thoughtful Expressions stamp set. But I may have accidentally ordered the wrong DSP when I placed my order. However, it was a very happy mistake because I just think that this paper works really well with the stamp set. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start with my stamping, and what I've done is I've cut out that second largest perennial postage die stamp, so it's that one over there, and we're going to do some tone on tone stamping onto that. So this is just pretty random, wherever you want to stamp. Of course, some of it is going to be hidden. And I'll just put another little flower over there. Okay, so that's all our stamping done on my postage die. And then stamping my images. Now I'm stamping with StazOn because we're going to be watercoloring. Okay, so I'm going to stamp 6 flowers, except I have already done them, so for now I'm only doing 1 because you don't really want to watch me color 6 flowers. And we're going to stamp our hummingbird. Oops. We're going to stamp our hummingbird again because it looks like I didn't get a good amount of ink on his tail feathers. That looks better. I maybe need to re-ink my stamp pad, but that'll do us fine. And I'm going to stamp, while I'm stamping, just my sentiment in Moody Mauve. So there's quite nice sentiments in the stamp set as well. They're all very sort of friendly. You're in my thoughts today. Where in the world would I be without you? Sometimes there are no words, and enjoy your day. So very friendly sentiments there. And then, if I can find where I put my applicator, here we go. We're going to do some colouring. Now, you can obviously colour these as dark as you like. I just wanted it very sort of soft and watery looking. So And we know that I only do easy colouring, I don't do the complicated colouring bits, so let's just add a little bit more water here. That's a little bit dark for me. So we're just going to put some colour onto the petals. There we go. And then for my bird, I'm going to colour the top of his head. And yeah, I'm going to say his over here because it's normally the male birds that have the bright colour feathers, and it's the females that are all brown and dowdy. And I know that some of you in the States get hummingbirds, but we don't get them here, and I would actually love to see a hummingbird in real. Maybe one day I'll be lucky enough. So put a bit on his wing and the tail feathers. The good thing about watercolouring, just wipe off your brush and you get rid of the excess colour on it. Next I'm taking Tahitian Tide, and remember that this is going to be one of the colours that's retiring at the end of April. So for the new catalogue, this is one of the end colours that is going. So if you love this colour, then I suggest that you stock up on cardstock and re-inkers and things before it goes out. And a bit of Lost Lagoon, which we're going to put into the leaves over here. And like I said, if you want it darker, then you can either pick up more ink so that your ink's not as watery, or just go back afterwards and add more. And my last one, I'm putting a little bit of wild wheat into the center of the flower. Right, so that's all our stamping and colouring done. And then you're going to go and run it through your cut and emboss machine with the dies, and magically like that you have your images cut out. Then at the same time as I was doing that, I also cut some of the leaves and that flower in Moody Mauve, and of course my sentiment. Okay, so that's all our pieces ready to go, and we can assemble our card. Now I just noticed that I got a nice big smudge of Moody Mauve onto my card base, but that's okay because I'm going to hide it when I put my DSP on top. So let's give it a nice press. And go. Here's our piece of Designer Series paper. Now I've had fun playing with this paper. Like I said, it's very pretty peacock and Moody Mauve, but those colours actually work quite well together, and the designs here are lovely. And of course we never complain about gold, so it's got all those lovely gold bits in it as well. And then my big postage stamp is going on top. And it doesn't have to be 100%, just roughly in the middle. And I have, as per usual, put some adhesive sheet behind these die cuts. I always use adhesive sheets when it's got these little, like, I'm going to say frilly, but, very lacy die cuts, because I just find that if I'm going to be adding glue behind that, I am making a big sticky mess that with glue everywhere and me sticking my fingers together into everything that I touch. So adhesive sheet is my friend. I love using adhesive sheet with these because it just makes everything so easy. And I just want to see where I want to position my flowers here, because then I'll get a better idea of, you never get it 100% second time around. It's, every card is going to be slightly different no matter how hard you try. Alright, so we're going to put my flower over there, and then one of these at the bottom here, and the second flower is going to go onto dimensionals. And it's just a matter of deciding where you want things positioned. So I'm going to pop my sentiment. I don't need that many dimensionals. Now it is easier if you put your sentiment first, because then you can see exactly where you want your bird to sit. Otherwise the bird gets a bit, you know, if I'd put my bird here, it would have been in the way of my sentiment. So if you think you can eyeball it, then go for it. But like I said, for me it's easier to put the sentiment first, and then we can put our little hummingbird. And I'm going to put in that is slightly over, just because that's how it's fitting this time. And some flowers up at the top. And my third one is once again going onto dimensionals. Yep. And it looks like I should have maybe put my leaf before I stuck those down, but that's alright. We can make it work. I've left my pick it up tool in the other room, which is why I'm struggling. It would be far easier if I had actually brought it with me so that I could just get the tip of that underneath the adhesive sheet. Okay. Oh, side question, are we going to see Taylor? No, we're not. It's absolute chaos here. Thousands and thousands of people in the city, and they've put on extra trains and trams and things, and we've got a friend whose birthday it is, and they've made plans to meet up for dinner like on the outskirts of the city. And I'm kind of saying to Wolfgang, I think that we're going to have to drive in and find somewhere to park, which is normally a nightmare in the city, because I don't know what time we'll be finishing and what time that Taylor Swift concert is finishing. But there's going to be millions of people who are trying to get home on the trains, so I don't want to be caught up in that crush. So we're going to be driving into the city tonight, which not our usual, but probably safer, although like I said, we're not in the city. But yes, Australia has been hit by Taylor mania. I'm just trying to find my husband was in here just helping me set up, and he's moved things, so I don't know where my dots have gone. Anyway, let's move on and do my insert, which, oh, that was clever. I actually did have a separate piece of paper, but I stamped my things onto the insert. Okay, well, here's another one which doesn't have a mark on it. So I decided to change it slightly. This one I just stamped another flower on, but when I cut this piece of DSP, for whatever reason, the piece that I had cut, that I cut it off of, was slightly longer. So I decided, well, I'm going to just use this offcut. And no, there are no tickets. Melbourne is completely sold out. I do know that one of the radio station that I listen to has been running competitions where they, if you hear them play a certain song, phone in and you can win tickets, but those are obviously tickets that they had that were set aside. They did have another release of tickets where people were queuing up all night and stuff like that to get the tickets, but they went incredibly quickly. And no, so their website's lying to you. There are no tickets for Melbourne, although on the news last night they were saying that we've had people come from all over. They've from New Zealand and from Taiwan, and I can't remember all the places, but yeah, people have come from all over the world to see the show. So I think it's probably going to be a phenomenal show, but I don't like crowds that big. Prefer to watch it on TV where there's not that many people, particularly when you've got to fight to get home. And they're saying that the hotels here are fully booked as well. They've got something like a 95% occupancy rate, which is just about unheard of. And they're charging absolutely exorbitant amounts to get into the hotel, so it's just crazy. Now, let's just see if I can find my dots. Otherwise, I will be putting in a complaint about people who are helping me with technology, but move the important bits. Okay, I don't know where he's put them, but anyway, so this just needs, I was using some of the 23 to 25 in color dots and just popping them on there. I've got some of these adhesive back sparkle gems, which, okay, let's use those. They're not quite what we wanted, but I guess the gold will work over here. Amazing what you find. Alright, so and okay, let's put gold ones on there as well instead of the Moody Mauve, just because that's what I found here. Alright, so that's my card, and I have to say that, if I'm allowed to say so myself, I actually like the card. I think it looks really pretty, and just that watercoloring makes it all very soft and very pretty. Okay, yeah, Shirley and I are on the same page. We both don't like crowds, so antisocial and unfriendly, I always say, but no, that's just too much. And it's fine when you're there, but it's when you're trying to get home and you've got 100,000 people or however many it is all trying to get onto the same train. It just makes absolute chaos. Alright, so stick around. I'm going to show you, I've got a video on different uses for those perennial postage dies, just for something a little bit different to give you ideas of how you can use your dies a little bit more. And then Meshwari will be up at 11 o'clock, which is 48 minutes from now. So enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I will see you again soon. Bye.